Hey, how's it going? My name is Sergeant Shoop, and today I'm going to be talking about my technology plan. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about how podcasts can be implemented at a large scale and how it can factor into an individual using it. Specifically, this plan that I want to use, it's going to be used at the battalion level, which is roughly about 500 people. Okay, so very first question you might have is why should this plan be used? So I have three primary reasons why. The first being that it's free. As far as for incorporating this into the battalion level, it's going to cost the military $0 because these online resources already exist where we can create these products at zero cost. And then the second reason down here, it's easy and convenient. So imagine this, a soldier, they have training the very next day, they go throughout their duty day, they get off work, and then either they have to study up themselves or they have to come in early in order to prepare. But by using these podcasts, they can sit back, they can maybe make dinner, or they can just sit down and relax and listen in on this information. So that way, the very next day, they already have a baseline for what they need to do. And then the last reason over here, I have laptops, I have tablets, I have cell phones. So as far as for listening in, soldier members already have their cell phones. Many already have computers or other devices where they can listen in. So if they already have these devices, it makes sense that we implement them. We have something to use for them to listen to. Okay, so why is this going to be the best plan? Within my organization, there's a great need to learn, to teach others. And that goes back to something that Sergeant Major Weimer said in a recent article from the Army Times posted in 2023. So he talks about getting back to the basics. And for that, as an NCO, that means preparing our future soldiers to be better, to increase the organizational readiness rate. So what this plan does, it uses our older soldiers that have been in the military for 20 plus years. It takes all of that wisdom and experience, and then we use technology to impart that knowledge down to the lowest level, to soldiers that just came in the military, that it might be just 1 week out from their initial training. We can use these tools to better prepare them so that way our soldiers are more effective in the fight. Okay, and then for this last slide, so I got a lot going on here. What I want to direct you down to is right here, this little small paragraph. Multiple research studies have shown that a well-told story activates the emotional part of our brain, which allows listeners to memorize information better. So we can use those soldier members that have been in 20 years. They can share what they've been through, and then they can use that to allow our soldiers to connect with that information and the training so that way they can memorize it better. And we have all these other things going on as well. As they listen along, dopamine is going to be released in the brain, which is going to allow them to recall the information more accurately. As far as for using a podcast format, it's going to put it into a story, which is going to be more easily, it's going to allow the soldier or the service member to listen along better, to retain the information better. As far as for the mirroring process, so brain activity of the listener will match that of others. So as far as for soldiers listening in on the information, they're going to be able to compare with their peers and bounce the information back off each other. So they're able to retain it that way as well. And then finally for cortex activity, so I mentioned the specific part that it's going to be used, but ultimately what this is going to be doing is they're going to be able to retain this information. So thank you for listening to my podcast, and I hope you consider this. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.